welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Riti Kumari and I'm back with another video on the OOP series where we would be having a quick look on what is encapsulation all about. So in the last video, we learned about abstraction, abstract classes and much more things. So let's first start with the definition. So as you can see, encapsulation, it binds together the data and the functions just like a capsule. So basically you all might have seen a capsule. It looks like this kind of thing. Okay, so basically what happens in a capsule, if you have seen B capsules or vitamin B capsules, I guess you all have seen. So basically they bind everything together inside a capsule. Like whenever we take this capsule, we can see that it is transparent, that some kind of medicines is filled inside this capsule. So in the same way, in encapsulation, what we do is we bind together all the data members and functions, or we can say as methods, together just like a capsule. So basically if this is a capsule, one is the data member, one is the function or the method, and together both achieves the encapsulation. So basically it combines the code and data into a single entity or unit to protect the data from the outside world, as explained here, like a capsule. So basically you can say that encapsulation is like achieving something in which we combine together data members as well as their functions together so that they bind just like a capsule. So basically let's take an example and understand from an example that how we are achieving encapsulation. So consider that I am having a data. Consider that I am having a car class and I am having a property of car called as speed. Okay, so consider that my car is Audi, Nano, Hyundai and etc. I really don't have much knowledge about cars. So basically consider any of the car. Okay, so they might have some speed, like the average speed of the car would be differing according to the cars. So before moving forward in the video, are you someone who is looking to upskill yourself? Are you someone who is applying to jobs but getting rejected, even if you are a working professional or a student? So you are at the very right place. Newton School Full Stack Development Program would help you to upskill yourself and get yourself job ready. There are mentors from top-notch companies like Amazon, Google, Flipkart and much more who would be helping you from the very scratch to develop all the skills and get yourself job ready. There are 1500 plus students who have been placed into 800 plus companies like Google, Flipkart, Zomato, Xiaomi, Razorpay, Snapdeal, TCS and much more. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and apply. The link is in the description. But I don't want someone from the outside world which comes and just change my data of that particular speed. So basically consider that I have given the average speed as, just for an example, 50. Okay, now I don't want anyone who is coming from the outside world and change this particular data. So what I'll be doing, we have learned about access specifiers in our previous video. So what we do is, if we don't want this particular property to be changed or this particular data member to be changed, we add an access specifier called as private. Now whenever we add this private access specifier, even if I am creating an object of this particular class C1, I can't access this like C1 at dot. It will show me an error because this particular data member is now not accessible outside the class. So what we do for this? So for accessing speed, what we do is we create a method void speed, void get speed and void sets, where we give the values and we set the values. So coming in the example, what you can see is there is a car class. There is a class called as car. So car is a class where I am having a member called as speed. Now I have made this member as private. So if I made this speed data member as private, I need to define any method or something to access this particular data, because this data is private, so it's not accessible outside the class. And if I am making any object of this particular class, I want to access this data or I want to do some modification according to this object. Like if I am having a car as Nano, so I want to make some modifications for that, like the speed would be different as mentioned here. So what we can do is we can make a method. Basically they are called as getters or setters. Getters is used to get the value and setters is used to set the value. So basically we make these methods to get and set the values, and then we can access these methods like c1.getSpeed or c1.setSpeed. So I can set the speed here like 50, and then I can get the speed here. So we use the methods and the member function. So basically whenever I am declaring any data member as private and I am giving some methods for that particular data member to be accessed outside my class, this is called as encapsulation. So basically a private data member is being declared here, and then in the public section I am just setting the speed here, like I'm giving void set speed, I am giving a speed, and this dot speed, this keyword refers to the class keyword. So class का भी जो भी speed होगा, it will be set into this particular speed, and then return speed would give this current speed which is set into this particular class. So basically get speed and set speed, we get the speed and we set the speed, and in speed here we have made this as private. So as you can see that this is a particular example of a class. So this is an example of class. So we can say for encapsulation the best example is a class. So basically whenever someone asks you about encapsulation, you can say that encapsulation is basically the binding together of all the data members and their methods and functions together inside a class, just like a capsule. So basically this could be a proper definition for encapsulation. And for an example, you can say that if I am making a class car, then I am setting a data member as private, and I am using then the public as specifier to give some set the data, get the data, and some methods as well, and then I am using that methods outside my class to make some modification in the data member according to myself. So how you can do that, like is कि समझो एक क्लास है अपने पास कार, उसमें I have this speed, ठीक है. Now basically हम एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाएंगे तो क्या होगा, ऑडी, इसमें भी वो स्पीड रहेगी. So if I want to set this particular speed, I will be using this set speed method, और यहाँ पे I'll give the speed, and if I want to get the value of this particular speed, I can use this get speed method. The example of encapsulation is basically a class in which we declare some of the data members and then we give some of the methods for setting the values of the data member. So this is all about encapsulation in this particular video. I hope you got an understanding of what is an encapsulation, how we can achieve it, and what is the best example for encapsulation. And it also helps to protect the data from the outside world. Sometimes we also call encapsulation as data hiding. So basically when we are doing encapsulation, anyone from the outside world cannot access our class variables, and to achieve that we use encapsulation. So encapsulation is among the second pillar of OOPS. In the third and fourth pillar we would be looking more in depth about polymorphism and inheritance. So this was all about this video. Till then, if you're someone who is liking my video, please hit the like button. If you're someone who is new to my channel and wants to stay updated about technical content, off-campus job and internships and much more things, can go ahead and subscribe. And also if you're someone who is watching this series and have any kind of feedback, please do give me in comment section. I'll try to improve myself from the next particular videos. Also, if you're someone who is liking this series, please share it among your friends so that I also get motivation to make some more series on core CS fundamentals and then moving to other tech stuff. Till then, take care, keep learning, keep growing, and be safe.